So here I am, so much older. I was 61 or 62 when I did the first video. Now I'm coming up on 70. And life isn't any better. I mean, physically, the internal akathisia is a lot less. And I don't have the stabbing pain in my brain that I used to get. But I still get pain all over my body every day. Just weird stuff that just never stops. It causes panic because I'm old and I don't know, am I dying? Am I having a stroke? Am I having a heart attack? And then, an hour later, okay, I'm not dead yet, so I must be okay. .5 years off ativan and everything else the doctor forced me on. The pandemic really set me back. Just before the pandemic, I had 8 days straight in December of wide open window, and I felt normal and almost excited. And then 10 days in January of 2020, straight of feeling normal and excellent and thinking, oh my God, we're near the end. This is it. And then the pandemic shutdowns happened. Luckily, I had both my boys moved in, so I had company. But my aquafit shut down. All my yoga classes shut down. And here it is exactly 4 years later. And I haven't returned. I can't. I mean, all the yoga classes never resumed. Their business is shut. And I'm literally physically unable to do what I used to do. My poor dogs get a walk about once a week. And just a very short one. I'm like, I guess I have chronic fatigue syndrome now because I have no energy. I have no strength. I can barely lift my groceries. My muscles have just completely shut down. They're not there anymore. And of course, my latest blood work, the doctors, my cholesterol's through the roof. I now have extremely high blood pressure, and so far the medication has not brought it down. I only eat 2 meals a day, yet I can't lose any weight. I'm still waking up to panic. Not all the time, but, enough that I was so afraid of being alone this winter that I rented a room to a stranger, a guy from Nigeria. We have nothing in common, and my weird brain starts thinking weird things, and oh my God. Anyway, I don't know if living with a stranger is better than living alone, but he's going to be gone at the end of May, and then I can decide if I want somebody else. But I have no life. I mean, since that first video, I don't have a life. I can't volunteer to do anything. I mean, luckily I have an income, so I don't have to worry about money. and I have a roof over my head. And now I have my dog that comforted me so much. He died suddenly, and I was luckily replaced him with another Jack Russell. And then last year, I got him a buddy, and that buddy's turned out to be a frickin' maniac. So here I am, unable to train the dog properly because I can't walk them all the time, and it's just, I'm just regretting getting this second dog, even though he's so darn cute. And he makes me smile and laugh even. But I feel bad because he's not getting the training he needs. And the two of them together, when we go for walks, they want to attack every dog they see. And I don't have the strength to even control them. So anyway, here I am, 8.5 years off of ativan, a low dose, a dose that I only took 2 or 3 times a month, except when I was on Abilify, which caused panic attack an hour after I took it. So I took a ativan. On Prozac, which caused a panic attack every half hour. So I took ativan. And what was that other one? Prestige. Yeah, that was a real horrible head thing that caused more panic and stuff. Anyway, it's so frustrating, like people, finally believe me because they know I wouldn't be faking it for 8.5 years since I went off ativan. The horrible stuff happened before that, but the worst of it was after the taper, which was the worst taper I could have ever gone on. I should have never tapered. I should have just stopped taking the drug. But I had a mini seizure and it scared the crap out of me. So I just listened to the pharmacist and they said, we'll take it every day for a month and then we'll start weaning you off. Yeah, right. I'd never taken it every day. I think that 1 month did me in, was the worst thing I could have done. Anyway, but my doctor still doesn't believe me. I don't even mention it anymore. Sorry, my face is so itchy. Everything is so itchy. My skin is just falling apart. I had a huge chunk of cancer removed from my leg last year, which wasn't fun to deal with, especially when the doctor had looked at it and said, oh, it's nothing, don't worry about it. And then when it started growing, my son looked at it and he said, you're not worried about that? And so I went to the clinic and she said, no, you need to see the dermatologist. And anyways, by the time everything was said and done, the thing was gigantic and hurt like hell. Just more freaking pain on top of the pain that I'm already in. And it was like, now I've got a huge scar that hurts like hell. That, like phantom pain, I don't know, or they destroyed the nerves. But anyway, just so much to deal with over and over and over again. I can barely deal with just normal stuff. My doctor wants me back on Lipitor for the cholesterol, except Lipitor almost crippled me. So I can't go back on it. And I'm going to be 70. What is the point? How much longer, if I go on Lipitor, how much longer am I going to live? Is it going to make that much difference? I seriously doubt it. And the pain it caused was horrible. I am on blood pressure medication, which I used to be on. But when I quit drinking, my blood pressure went to normal. I don't know why it's so high now. I was panicking because it was 180 over 110 one day. Anyways, it's right now it's 160 over 85 or something like that. And that's on medication. So we've doubled the medication. But anyway, it's unbelievable. Oh, my neck looks the same as the other video. Weird. I can't take much more. I will, though, because I don't want to die. I don't want to. I barely have any purpose to live. But I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to keep going. Because, yeah, natural causes are going to kill me soon enough. There's no way I'm going to do it to myself. I had to deal with my niece killing herself. She got a doctor to do it, but because of headaches that she endured for 10 years. Anyway, hers was natural, a physical deformity that apparently couldn't be fixed. And like protracted benzo withdrawal, there's nothing that can fix it. I have a good, I can function in the mornings, but still, the minute I eat lunch, I'm a basket case. I've been going to bed every afternoon at 2 or so, or 4, and I'm there till the next morning. Like, how am I going to survive lying in bed for 16 hours a day, every day? I used to have good days. I used to have windows. No, I never do. Why isn't it getting better? I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing. I'm listening to my body. When I'm tired, I lie down. I am sleeping better. I am sleeping much better. I actually got 7 hours straight for the first time since menopause, first time in 20 years. I've had a couple of 6 hours straight, and now I seem to be getting like 4 hours straight a lot of nights, like about three or 4 nights a week, and it's huge. So maybe another 6 months of sleeping well, I'll see some more improvements. But when I wake up in the morning, it's like I'm hungover. It's like I have this massive hangover. My head hurts. I can't see straight. I have no energy. I'm like a little bit nauseous. That feeling that I talked about going down a roller coaster, still have it. Like I walk around like feeling like I'm on a roller coaster, and I'm just trying to walk straight and trying to perceive things on this roller coaster. It's crazy. I find driving easier than walking. How's that for weirdness? Anyway, I don't know what else to say. But if you're on a benzo, get off just in case. I took so little, and yet it affected me so deeply. And then they multi-drugged me because, ativan can't do that. Ativan can't cause that. Blah, 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 blah. No, you're mentally ill. You need these drugs. Yeah, no, I didn't need those drugs. I needed somebody to understand how serious my menopause was. Like how devastating it is. I didn't sleep for 2 bloody years before I asked the doctor for help. And he goes right to ativan instead of, hormone treatments or psychotherapy or something, Anyway, obviously I'm not a very good drug taker because turns out I'm allergic to opiates. I can't take most. I'm allergic to many antibiotics. I'm, what else? Anyways, like a whole bunch. So, yeah, if you have a reaction to a drug, it's your body telling you, no, you don't need it. You shouldn't have it. I wish I hadn't been on Lipitor for 15 years because I'm sure it did a lot of muscle damage. And I'm sure it shortened my life. It's spring. Hopefully, I'm going to see some improvement because this past year has been just, well, the past 2 years have been hell. I had to deal with some dental work that was horrifying. And I don't know, all the stress that I've been under in the last couple of years and possibly, maybe the COVID shots, flu shots, I don't know. Did they set me back? Did the going on antibiotics for my sinuses and strep throat, did that set me back? I had a flu shot in November. I was sick. I was like back into acute for 6 weeks right after the flu shot. Was that a coincidence? I don't know. I spent Christmas alone, and I was fine to do that because I can't have a conversation. I can't even have a conversation. I can talk as long as I'm not interrupted or there's nothing else distracting me. But otherwise, like, I can't even follow a conversation yet. At least not when the symptoms are, revved up. I can't imagine. I put my mother in the home when she was this age, my age. I'm doing way better than her, even with this damaged brain. I just can't imagine how much fun I'd be having if I'd never taken an ativan. It's just not fair. My sisters are all traveling, meeting up with each other, like out west and in Mexico and stuff. And here I'm just stuck here, unable to even get on a bus to the big city. I can't do anything. I can't even drive to the next village or town, for a different sightseeing. Because what if I can't get back? What if, anyway. Oh, I used to think that I would just wake up one morning and it would all be over. And I had so many mornings where I woke up and I felt like $1,000,000. And sometimes it lasted all day, and sometimes it lasted for 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 days. But the waves just keep coming back. The symptoms just come back over and over. And now it's like I'm going through waves and windows, like every 5 minutes of the day. I'll be okay for 1 sec, and then all of a sudden I'm reeling. It's, I still cry every single day. And as I was watching a video on someone else, she was saying how she can pull it together for an hour and then she falls apart when she gets home. That's exactly what I'm doing. I pull it together for the things that I have to pull it together, and then people say, oh, you're fine. Oh, look at that, you're fine. They don't see what happens when I get home. They don't see the pain and suffering. Dealing with all these cancer scares. If you're young and you're sunbathing, stop. I sunbathed all through my 20s, and I think that's why my skin is so horrible now. It was fine until menopause, and then bang. Now I've had, 2 forms of skin cancer, and I think I have another one on my arm that I'm waiting to get seen for. So, but yeah, I appreciate my good days, my good hours, my good minutes. But I can't take much more. I'm too old for this shit. It's not fair. I'm still angry. I'm still so upset that my fucking doctor won't even admit that my problem stems from ativan. Anyway, I will get together some materials for him to look at and some videos, and I did that about 4 or 5 years ago. I brought him information, and and I told him about the Ashton manual, and he just rolled his eyes as if what? They're in England. Why would I listen to them? Like, I'm sorry, they're doctors, so are you. Anyway, there are several people who have committed suicide recently after years of torture. Like, most people kill themselves within the first 6 months because of the torture. But now I know people who suffered for 7, 8, 9 years, and then they chose to end it. So I'm at 8.5 years. I'm not going to end it. I am stubborn. I am going to get through this, or at least have some semblance of a life. I have my puppies to live for, and no more cats. They've all died. But yeah, I have new puppies. So until they're gone, I'm here. Thank you for listening.